Welcome to Inside Roanoke. I'm Melinda Mayo, the Communications and Media Officer for the City of Roanoke. On this show, we're going to look back at some of the best segments of 2019, so stay with us. My guest is Luke Pugh. Luke is the city engineer. Today we're going to celebrate the fact that Franklin Bridge is open. Franklin Road Bridge is open. Tell us a little bit about this project. When did we open the bridge?
We had our ribbon cutting on Friday, March 22nd. Had a lot of folks out, a lot of our community leaders, a lot of the stakeholders, a lot of the people that help with the bridge, and the neighborhood was represented. So had a lot of folks here to help us open the bridge and had a great time, and really kicked off inaugural phase of this bridge, a really great asset for the city of Roanoke and something that we can all really be proud of.
We even had some bicyclers come, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We had some bicyclers come over the bridge at the beginning and put a nice touch on the ceremonies, and one of the things we really strive for in the bridge was to provide those type of pedestrian accommodations. The bridge was widened to provide both sidewalks on both sides and bike lanes on both sides. So really nice touch to kick off the ceremonies.
How long did it take us to build this bridge, Luke?
We started in January 2017. It took us a little over 2 years, so it was about 2 years and 2 months, and opened it on March 22nd, 2019.
And there was a cost involved, right?
Yeah, well, the cost was approximately about $14.5 million, which was shared between the City of Roanoke local funds and also some VDOT local revenue sharing funds, which were from the state.
Okay, so the bridge has wider lanes. It has some art on it too, doesn't it?
Yeah, one of the nice things about this bridge is we have some nice gateway pillars as you come to the bridge. At night they're lit up along with the other roadway lights. Really adds a nice touch. The artwork was actually a call to artists that we put out for the Old Southwest neighborhood. They really were engaged in the art process. They went through a selection process and picked the artwork, which really represents the Old Southwest style. So when you look at the art, it represents a lot of the ridge lines and a lot of the architecture contained in Old Southwest. So really nice touch to the project.
That's cool. Why do you think this project is so important to this community?
The bridge really provides a gateway link between Old Southwest and one of the newer emerging areas of the city, the biomedical facility. So that link, having the pedestrian link and having those accommodations is really important. But it is also really a commuting route also. We have a lot of folks from South Roanoke and Roanoke County and Franklin County use this bridge to access downtown. So it's a really convenient link between the south part of the city and direct access to downtown.
Luke, who are our partners in this project?
We had a wide variety of partners. Of course, we had the general contractor, Allegheny Construction, which built the bridge. We had AECOM, which was the design firm that went through all the preparations for the plans and specifications. The lighting, actually, the roadway lighting was actually designed by Appalachian Power Company.
Okay.
Then we had Norfolk Southern was certainly a big partner in this. Anytime we had to do any type of work near the tracks, we had to inform them, have one of their flagmen on site. They were really cooperative, provided a lot of good input on the project. We're able to actually separate the trains when we needed to work on the piers. We weren't allowed to work on a train over top of a train, so they actually would physically separate the trains to allow us to come in and work, which was critical to the bridge project since this spans 10 tracks. Also, we had some testing firms. Froll F&R was our testing firm that did all the materials testing. So there was almost 20 million pounds of concrete in this bridge.
Wow.
So we did over 700 concrete pours. So each concrete pour we would test, make sure the mixture was right, make sure we had the right entrained air, had the right water to cement ratio.
Yeah.
So a lot went into the project. A lot of folks contributed to it. These types of projects usually involve multiple people working together in a collaborative effort.
Have you had any feedback on the bridge yet?
Yeah, real positive feedback. Of course, folks are really excited to have the direct connection downtown. He sped up some commuting routes, took some pressure off of South Jefferson as far as the detour route. So a lot of folks were happy to not have to detour and really get back to normal as far as getting a direct link from downtown. Also had a lot of great feedback on just the visuals of the bridge. People really like it. It's a nice asset to the community.
Oh, yeah.
The artwork really stands out, and it has a real special touch, even at night when the roadway lighting comes on and the pylons come on. It's got a unique feel to it. It's really a welcome addition to the corridor.
Oh, yeah. Well, if somebody wanted more information about this project, how could they get it?
Sure. More information is available on the engineering's website, which is located at www.roanokeva.gov. And also, you can call my office directly and speak to me if you want more information about it. My number is 540-853-2731.
It's a beautiful project, and thank you for telling us all about it today.
I appreciate you having me out here today.
Okay.
Thank you.
With me today is Nell Boyle. Nell is our sustainability coordinator. And Nell, we want to talk about an award that the city received recently for Virginia Zero Emissions Vehicle City of the Year. Talk about that award.
So this is an award we got for being a progressive in Virginia about clean and alternative fuels for our fleet.
Okay.
So that's kind of a big deal to us. We've been trying to look at the different things that we can do over the past few years. So specifically for this award, they gave us the award for a program called our Nissan Leaf car share program.
Okay.
And what we did with that is we sort of looked at our inventory of cars. We felt like we saw some cars that needed to be replaced. They had low mileage. And we thought maybe this person doesn't need a full-time dedicated car.
Yeah.
So we thought about a car share program, and then we kind of looked at what vehicles might be a good fit for that. And we found these Nissan Leafs, which we felt like were a great fit because they're zero emissions, so they're all electric.
Yeah.
So you plug them in, and they do really, really well in a city environment, in that stop and go kind of environment. So anyway, we came up with this program. We reduced our fleet by, I think we had 22 cars we took out, and we replaced them with like 14. So we cut back on our vehicles. We still made the cars available to everybody, and so that was what the recognition was for, was that particular program. And then a couple of things that we've done before that they said they felt like we were leaders in the area.
Yeah. And we got the award from Virginia Clean Cities.
Correct.
Who are they? Tell us about that.
So Virginia Clean Cities is a nonprofit, and what they do is they promote and provide resources for anybody who has any kind of interest in finding clean and alternative fuels or clean and alternative transportations. So they work with local governments, they work with universities, they work with private individuals or companies that might have fleets to help them find out, you know, if you needed electric vehicles, what would be that good fit, what kind of charger do you use, and they also do some policies and legislation that kind of help support that in the area.
So they had a special event, and our staff went and was recognized. Where was it?
So it was in Richmond.
Okay.
They have an annual meeting each year, and at the end of the day, they had a lovely event and reception. And the manager of our fleet, Mike Cosby, went to Richmond to pick up the award, and he was presented from Virginia Clean Cities for the Zero Emissions Vehicle Leadership Award.
Why should the viewers that are watching today, why should they care that we have programs like this? Why are they important?
Well, there's a couple of reasons, and the first thing is we save some money. That's a great thing. This program saved almost $200,000 in the first year, so we felt like that was a huge win. But the really nice thing about zero emission vehicles is they don't pollute the air. So we directly affect the air pollution rate in our community by switching to these vehicles. So we're really proud of that. Air quality is important to us here in Roanoke.
And it ties in with Roanoke's leadership to be an environmental steward. Say a little more about that.
So we believe that we live in a beautiful place, and we'd like to keep it a beautiful place. We have clean air, we have clean water, and we'd like for our future generations to be able to enjoy that. So it's programs like this and sort of that innovation that, you know, looking out for leadership opportunities to try things that will really ensure that future generations have the same beautiful Roanoke Valley that we have.
Yeah. If somebody had some questions about, let's say, well, this award or even just our sustainability program in general, how can they get more information?
Well, they can reach out to me directly. My name is Nell Boyle, and you can call me at 853-5430 or reach me at nell.boyle@roanokeva.gov.
Well, congratulations to the City of Roanoke.
Thank you.
And thank you for kind of guiding and being part of that process for them.
Thank you so much.
I'm here with Susan Jennings, and Susan is our Arts and Culture Coordinator for the city. And behind us is Global Harmony.
Yes.
We had a dedication ceremony recently. Talk about that.
We had a dedication ceremony on March 27th, and the artist was here installing for the 2 days before and was able to be here for the dedication. And we invited everybody who'd ever had anything to do with our public art program, and just had a wonderful crowd and saw some faces I hadn't seen in a while.
Why was this event so special? Because of that 10th anniversary
Because
thing?
of the
Talk
10th
about that.
anniversary. We actually put our first piece in right down the road in front of the Berglund Center in 2008. The program started in 2006, and that was our first major piece. And this was actually supposed to be dedicated in 2018, but we had a little delay.
Okay.
So it was 10 years plus.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about the artist, the person who made this. Talk about that.
The artist is Stephen Fairfield. He's a new media artist from Arizona. We've worked with him before. He's actually done 2 temporary pieces here. People might remember Ask the Fish or Glory Pipes. This is the first time we've done a permanent work with him, but he established 15 years ago a new media collective that artists, architects, engineers, so when you get Stephen on a project, you get a whole team.
Yeah. So you say something about the celebration of 10 years of public
Yes.
art. Talk about that a little bit. Has that celebration, has that emphasis, has it accomplished the goal that y'all wanted it to?
We think so. What we really wanted to do was to shine a light on the public art program here in the city of Roanoke, and we did a Facebook, Instagram contest, and people went around and took their pictures with their favorite piece of public art and talked about it a little bit. So from all the comments I've gotten after this piece has been put in, I think people realize now that there are 150 some pieces of art around Roanoke.
That's great. And what's next on the horizon for public art? Talk
We've
about
got 2 great projects coming up. We are putting 8 new pieces in Elmwood Park along the art walk.
the temporary art.
Those will be temporary pieces. And then we have a permanent installation that's going in at the new Melrose Library.
Okay.
With an artist, Napoleon Jones Henderson, who's actually been here and done some workshops in the community to get them to help fine-tune his images.
Well, Susan, I want to thank you for everything you do to make our public art program so successful. We are so lucky to have things like this, and I know you're behind a lot of that, so thank you for everything
Thank you.
do.
It's been a pleasure.
And thanks for talking to us about global harmony.
Yes.
Okay, we'll see you again soon.
Okay, thanks.
My guests are Landon Howard. He's the president of Visit Virginia's Blue Ridge, and also Sarah Baumgartner with the Water Authority. Thank you for coming today. We're going to talk about a very exciting announcement, the Ironman 70.3 Triathlon. Let's start by, tell us kind of what that is, where it is, when it's going to happen.
Well, it's going to happen right here in Virginia's Blue Ridge. It starts here at Carvin's Cove. It's 70.3 miles. Athletes from all over the world are coming in, and we'll end up with a 1.2 mile swim here at Carvin's Cove, and then a 56-mile bike ride through our beautiful scenery, and then finally we'll end up in the city of Roanoke, and we'll have a 13.1 mile run, which will conclude right down at River's Edge Park with lots of celebration.
Well, of course, Carvin's Cove is right behind us. And Sarah, tell us why this was selected as the place for the swimming part.
Right. So Carvin's Cove was really selected because of the proximity to Roanoke. We knew we wanted to showcase Roanoke and the beautiful Blue Ridge here. The athletes would not have wanted to travel far before they started this event. So coming to Carvin's Cove was really the best choice for the athletes, and offered a beautiful place to swim without much current that they would really like.
But now, typically, we don't have swimming at Carvin's Cove.
Right.
Talk about that a little bit.
Right, so swimming is not allowed at the Cove. We did, after really careful consideration, allow swimming for this one-day event for the Ironman. And that's because this event will really showcase our valley to the world. And we wanted to be a part of that. But we also want to be very respectful for the people who live here and enjoy the Cove, who come to the Cove because of the beautiful, quiet peacefulness here.
Yes.
And so the rest of the year, the Cove will be a no swimming area, a quiet, beautiful place to enjoy. But for this one day, it will be a showcase for the world.
Well, you talk about the significance, the value, the benefit of having this event come to Roanoke and the Roanoke Valley. Talk about that a little
Well, and I will tell you, we're just so grateful to Carvin's Cove and the Western Virginia Water Authority, their board and their team, their staff team, and their willingness to consider this event because this is a world-class event. We launched VBR Sports in January of 2018, and because we're just attracting so many different types of sporting events, but we were looking for a world-class, internationally recognized event with an incredible brand that would elevate us to a level that would suddenly get people so interested in coming here, not just for Ironman, but for disc golf, pickleball, good tennis, you name it. And just to being able to tell sports event managers and directors, we are hosting an Ironman makes a huge difference in our ability to attract more people here, more economic development, and certainly the most important thing, more employment for our citizens.
Yeah, and it just elevates our status, doesn't it?
It sure does.
It really does.
It sure does.
Well, who are the players in all of this? Who are the partners who are helping us with
Well, we're very fortunate. Regionalism is a word that's used a lot throughout the Commonwealth, but I will tell you that our people here, our governments here, cooperate better than any place else in the Commonwealth. You've got the City of Roanoke, Botetourt County, and Roanoke County that are key partners in all of this. Certainly the Western Virginia Water Authority and Carilion Clinic has stepped up. They see the need to promote this event from a standpoint of health and sports medicine, and we're just so grateful for their support. Without them and without all of these players, there's no way this could have happened.
Well, if somebody who's watching today says, I want to register for that, how do they do that?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, because if you go to visitvbr.com/Ironman, you're going to find where to register. And the most important thing is you need to do it quickly, because the first tier has already sold out. And we plan on having around 2,500 athletes this year, and we're about to finalize the bike route, and once that gets done, I feel certain we're going to sell out really quickly. So I would encourage everybody, especially in our area, that wants to be an Ironman person, to go to our website and sign up today.
Anything we didn't mention that folks need to know about this event?
Well, I'll be happy to tell you. I mean, this is a community-wide cheerleading opportunity for Virginia's Blue Ridge and for all of us. We're going to need a lot of volunteers. Somewhere around 1,000 or so volunteers in order to make this really happen to the world quality that it needs to be. So we will be making future announcements and asking everybody to get involved. And I have experienced other Ironmans, not as an athlete, but just to go and observe. And I will tell you, communities that host at this event get so excited and get so pumped up about the fact that they are hosting an Ironman event.
And so if they have questions, if people want to know more about it, they can go to your website, or how do they get
Absolutely. You can go to visitvbr.com, and we will take care of that, and we'll get you in touch with the race director. Lots of good things coming down the pathway. I can't wait to get there.
It's very exciting, and I hope it's a big success, and thank you for coming and sharing with us today.
Thank
You're welcome.
you,
Thank
Melinda.
you.
Appreciate it.
My guest is Sheila Umberger. Sheila is the director of Roanoke Public Libraries. And Sheila, we're here in the new Melrose Library branch to talk about the opening of the library and and the day. And tell us all of the activities that happened that day.
Oh, it was a very exciting day to open our doors to the public. As you can see, it's a beautiful space, and we worked really hard for that day. So we had a really festive, active thing. We have a lot of children in opening day, including the drum corps from William Fleming and the cheerleaders to open it up. And so, yes, we had a lot of fun with an author who we had come in to do programs as well.
And we cut a ribbon. The mayor and the city manager were here.
Yeah, all the dignitaries.
Now this library, its construction, talk about how long it took and maybe some costs that were involved.
Well, from design phase, this was a big warehouse space. So design-wise, we took about 2 years. We had 12 community stakeholder meetings, and a lot of what we adapted is things we heard from our customers. As far as being closed, we were only closed for 6 weeks while we moved from our previous branch to this new location. As far as construction, it took about 14 months.
Okay. And the cost for this library was?
Just a little over $4 million.
Okay. Now, other branches in the city have been renovated. Why did we decide to do a totally new branch for Melrose?
Well, in this particular spot, when we were offered almost 15,000 square feet, our current building, the building we were in, was 6,100 square feet. It was built in 1964. We evaluated it from a cost analysis and also by location, because we're back on Melrose, which is where we were originally before 1964. Because this space is basically $1 a year. Because of that cost, we're not paying a lease cost. So,
that's great.
So the great part is we could do more in a larger space than if we had tried to like replace the roof, for example.
Okay.
So there's more quality here to what we can offer.
And there's a lot of neat special features. I see we're with computers behind us. There's a business center. Talk about some of the features that come with this library.
Well, first off, even before we reopened here, we had more computers, but in this particular case, we have all brand new computers.
Oh, that's great.
More computers here than any other branch. You can see the small business center here. That is a collaboration. It's kind of a pre-entrepreneurial. We plan to do a lot of programs and a lot of support from the community. We also have a teleconferencing center that we're going to have here that people can use, as well as fax and other higher end equipment to help a small business owner. Other features in here, we have a STEAM lab, which we're very excited about. It's a very flexible science, technology, engineering, and we added art and math. And so we have a lot of programs in there for adults and particularly children. And we have a dedicated teen center for the first time. And we have tablets that we're trying out, that we're checking out in-house for people to use to learn technology, particularly for teens. So the focus here is small business development, as well as technology and art and programs.
And also, I noticed there's some art over here behind you. There's going to be some public art coming to the library.
Yes, and what you see here is Dorothy Gillespie. She's a local Roanoke artist, and she was very famous in New York, and this is a piece that was in a private collection that her foundation has gifted to the city of Roanoke.
Okay.
We also have panels that were in Rockefeller Center.
Wow.
So she's very colorful. It fit right in. We felt like the art came to us later. It was like we designed the colors around this art. It's really stunning. Yes.
So there's so many different and new features here, and it seems like the way people are using libraries is changing. Talk about that and why you think it's changing.
I think for a long time we've been moving toward a community center model in Roanoke. I think that comes naturally to us. I think we already had that in our toolbox, so to speak, but by building the facilities, we've created spaces. So for example, we've designed this one like we did previous branches so that the community can use the community room after hours.
Right.
That's a need that we picked up on with talking to the community. We have linked. One of the things that came out in our stakeholder, they wanted to link to Lansdowne and that side of the park, and so we actually built a paved, lighted walkway to make that more convenient for customers. So it's listening to the community, and also behind us we have a quiet reading room. As well as a quiet study room. So what that allows us to do, the flexibility allows us to bring in community partners. So we have Human and Social Services are bringing services in here. We plan to do stuff with Carillion. We do Feed and Read with Feeding America. So we have a lot of spaces. Blue Ridge Literacy, we have tutors. So there's a lot of places where we want to collaborate with the community to make it a more convenient place for people to come to get services from the city or from the community.
Sheila, if someone had questions about the new branch or wanted any more information, how can they get that?
They can always go to the city's website and search under libraries, or they can come by and just see us and check us out.
On Melrose Avenue?
Yes, 2502 Suite D on Melrose Avenue Northwest.
It's a beautiful library, and thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Thank you.
Okay. My guest is Tanya Pickett, and Tanya is the Neighborhood Services Coordinator for the City of Roanoke. Tanya, we want you to talk today about the Virginia Statewide Neighborhood Conference. Tell us what that is.
Okay, the Virginia Statewide Neighborhood Conference was started 20 years ago by our very own Estelle McCadden, who's president of the Melrose Rugby Neighborhood Association. And she started it as a way to kind of learn best practices to take back to your neighborhood. And some of those things that the conference would equip you to do is to network with people all across Virginia, because it's a Virginia statewide conference. Equip you with some new tools to take back to your neighborhood, showcase some of the positive strides that we've done in the community, workshops, and then there's an award ceremony as well.
Cool. Now, when and where is this going to happen?
Okay, in its 20th year, it'll take place here in Roanoke at the Hotel Roanoke Conference Center on Thursday, September 12th through Saturday, September 14th.
And are there goals that you're hoping to accomplish this year in the conference? Talk about that a little.
Yes, the goals of the conference is kind of like a call to action. So all the things that you learn at the conference, we're hoping that'll empower you to go back to your town or city and implement some of the things that you learned within your own neighborhood.
So someone who might attend, what are some of the activities and things that they'll be having? I mean, I know they have speakers and tours. Talk about some of those things.
Yes, on Thursday we have a welcome reception, and then Friday we do have guest speakers that will speak at every meal. But then on Fridays we also have workshops, and they include anything from problem solving, grant writing, the census, fair housing, tackling drug issues, communication styles, leadership styles, and hugel culture.
Okay. And go ahead.
Sorry, and then the mobile tours will take place on Saturday, and that's anything from historic neighborhood tours to old southeast community partnerships, greenways biking tour. Get on your bike and go on a tour, and we're going to exhibit our neighborhood revitalization efforts.
Will there be anything for young people? I mean, what do they have for the youth?
Yes, there's a special youth cafe, and that happens on Friday. And that's for youth ages 13 to 18 across Virginia. And so they're going to do some fun things like socially inclusive communication, graduating debt-free. I think we all need to attend that one. Life lessons for you in 20 years. And then their mobile workshops will actually take place at the center in the square. So they'll look at the aquarium, rooftop garden, pinball museum, Starcade, and the candy store.
Oh yeah, don't want to leave that one out.
Yes.
Yeah. Tanya, why do you think it's beneficial for us to have this conference? I mean, why do people need to know about it and be involved in it?
Compared to other state conferences, especially the ones I have attended, the cost is $100, so that's very low cost for all the things that are going to be included, including the tours and the meals. And it's also a time for us in Roanoke Valley to show off to the community some of our successes as well as some of our challenges, and then network with other communities to see if they can help give solutions or also take pride in some of the efforts that we've done here.
So the people who come, they kind of learn how to get involved in their community, is that right?
Yes, they learn how to get involved, as well as some of the things that work, some of the things that doesn't work in the community, and just really ways to problem solve.
That's great. Well, if somebody who's watching said, I'm interested, I want more information, how can I get it?
Yes, the conference, Virginia Statewide Neighborhood Conference, you can find on VSNC.org, so Virginia State Neighborhood Conference.org, VSNC.org.
Okay, well, it sounds great. I hope it's a big success, and I thank you for coming and telling us about it today.
Well, thanks for having me. I look forward to seeing everyone there.
Okay.
Thanks.
We hope you've enjoyed watching some of these best segments of 2019, and we'll see you next time on Inside Roanoke.